Hey everyone, I wanted to jump in here before we get into this video to let you know that I filmed this video before life changed for many of us due to COVID-19. I wanted to give you some context that even though I didn't make this video in our current climate, I'm still practicing some of these steps while I'm at home. I think the topic of sustainability is really important. It's something that's personally important to me, and this is also a brand that I really believe in and love wholeheartedly. Basically, I'm sharing this for transparency and to also let you know that I am having a really hard time with everything that's happening in the world, and if you feel the same way, that is okay. You know, watching this video over again was really interesting for me because it reminded me of how much I loved making it and how much I love being creative and how much creativity means to me, especially in moments like this. And so wherever you are, I hope this brings a little something good into your day. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my spring cleaning challenge / series. I do have other videos in my spring cleaning series, so if you haven't seen those, make sure to go and check those out. This is a whole journey that we're going on here. I also want to say thank you to Primera for partnering with me to create this video because I'm really excited about this one because it's a little bit different than the others. So with spring cleaning and going through my space just in general, you know, I'm moving things around, I'm reorganizing, I'm literally cleaning, and I'm also noticing the things that I'm using, I'm not using, the things that I'm choosing to get rid of. And I think that this can be a time that really highlights the waste that we're creating in our lives. And so I really wanted to look intentionally in my space and figure out some ways that I can be more sustainable moving forward. I have found all of these things to be very approachable and accessible and doable, especially when I look at them one thing at a time and I break it down in that way. So if you're someone who feels really overwhelmed by sustainability, you know, look at one area of your life and perhaps think about one small change that you can make, because I think that can be a huge motivating factor to, you know, create a domino effect in your life and want to make more changes. But it really starts with that one small change. So let's start with food. This for me was something that was actually really fun and creative to play with. And especially over the last year, I've been more intentional about eating seasonally. There are so many different things coming into season, like artichokes, you know, spring onions, strawberries, like so many delicious things are coming into season, and you can easily Google these things and find an alphabetical list and then just keep that in mind the next time you go grocery shopping. Instead of buying something that's out of season, choosing to buy something that's in season instead. And it's gonna taste better too, and it's usually gonna be less expensive when it's in season because there's an abundance of this thing. And it can be fun to play with something that you've never really cooked with before or you've never eaten before. It can be a great way to experiment with your creativity and see how you can incorporate these ingredients into the food that you're already eating. An example for me is sumo citrus, and sumo citrus has become one of the bright spots of winter for me. It literally adds color to my life. It's so sweet and juicy. It's inspired me to just have more of an awareness around the seasonal foods and what I can incorporate into my life. Just when you think the consultant isn't gonna be in a spring cleaning video, here he is. I think Tato is hanging out here because this is actually something that's a pretty big deal in his life. It's his treat jar. This was actually an old candle that I completely used up, and this one happened to have a lid on it. So then I turned it into Tato's treat jar. Sit, stay. I wish you could see the drool on his mouth right now. Good job. And even if something doesn't have a lid on it, I feel like I can always find a use for a container. Like I could use this as a pot for a plant. Another thing that I really love, I was actually inspired by a friend. We were having dinner and she was bringing a salad. She made a salad dressing and she brought it in this jar, and I loved it because she just shook it up in the jar and then poured it all over the salad. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a great way to reuse a jar, is to use it for homemade salad dressing. And homemade salad dressing is so easy to make and a really great thing to have around for spring and summer especially. Love that tip from a friend. Another thing that I really love reusing, bottles. This is a milk bottle because when my mom's in town, she drinks regular whole milk, and I end up reusing them for flowers and plants and just things that have stems on them. It also just really fits with having a slightly eclectic style, so having a mix of different colored vases and jars around. I really like that look a lot. Another way that I'm thinking about sustainability in my life is with personal care products. So a lot of you probably know that I really love Primera. I use their products literally on a daily basis because I love them so much. And I love them because they're really amazing skincare products, but they are also nature derived and eco-friendly. So what I have here is the Alpine Berry Water Toner, and then the Alpine Berry Water Oil-Free Gel, and the Alpine Berry Water Cream. Personal favorite right here. If I had to choose amongst favorites, this would definitely be top tier for me. So the really cool thing about this collection is that if you are familiar with Primera, you might notice some cute little differences. There's a little otter on this one, a little crab on this one, a little bird on this one, and then when you open it up, I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is so cute. Cristina and I were just like, oh my God, I love this. So yes, this packaging is super, super cute. And with this collection, Primera is hoping to raise awareness for the wetlands and to help preserve this piece of nature. In case you didn't know, the wetlands are home to 1/3 of plant species in the United States, but 64% of these vital ecosystems have disappeared worldwide since the 1990s. So this collection is helping to raise awareness for wetland preservation. Another thing that I have always really loved about Primera is that all of their products are packaged in fully recyclable glass and plastic bottles, and all of the boxes are 100% FSC certified, and they're printed with soy ink. So in addition to this really cute collection that raises awareness for the wetlands, there are also some other ways that you can get involved at home. First thing, reduce, reuse, recycle. These are all things that we're covering in this video. So if you need some ideas, keep watching because there's more to come. Number 2, using eco-friendly personal care and cleaning products. This is something to definitely think about because chemicals can end up in the water system and polluting water. Number 3, volunteer by picking up litter or planting trees. And number 4, you can also donate to preservation and protection organizations such as the Conservation Fund. So I feel like just within this section alone, there are so many different options to choose from, and there's also the option for really cute otters too. For me, I really believe that there should be a sense of joy and whimsy when it comes to things like this because it can feel so daunting and overwhelming. So allowing yourself to feel that sense of joy, to have that sense of like childhood whimsy and fun, I think is really a really important element to let into this experience. Next up, we have some old t-shirts and an old pair of shorts here. So if you watched my spring cleaning video where I cleaned out my closet, there was a pile of stuff that I said I would revisit in a future video. Well, we are now in that future video. I've been cutting these up and turning them into sheets of fabric that then pretty much replace paper towels. I just cut them up into different sizes and I'll use them to wipe down my counter, wipe down my phone, mirrors, like whatever surface needs to be dusted or cleaned. I use these pieces of old t-shirts and clothing to clean with, and they work really well. And then when they're dirty, I just throw them in the wash with the rest of my stuff and they get clean, and then I can use them again. So it's been a really great system for me. And I've also realized that I can use these old pieces of clothing instead of cotton pads too. So I can cut them up into smaller pieces and use them like when I'm using my cellar water, and then I can put them in the wash with everything else. The next thing that I am currently practicing is making the switch to paperless statements, which I feel like I have done with everything, but then they sometimes still slip you a paper statement. It's like, why does this one statement keep coming even though I've changed my settings for billing? Or like, why does this one magazine keep showing up? And I feel like there's usually like one thing that you could follow up about and just like make it stop coming. And that is huge to reduce the amount of paper that's just coming into your life that you're not really using. Also, receiving mail that isn't mine. So being proactive about returning it to the sender. So then there's a note made that this person doesn't live here anymore and their mail shouldn't be coming here. And the more that I do that, the more it has reduced the amount of paper that's just coming into me. As with the rest of the spring cleaning challenge, I have decided to reward myself as I go through this process. My reward for this section of sustainability is bringing a new plant into my space, because I love plants, especially because I'm creating a plant wall in my office because I just want to be surrounded by plants all the time. And there's also a reward for you. So in the comments below, I would love it if you would share one way that you are striving to be more sustainable when it comes to getting your space ready for spring. It could be one of the things that I talked about in this video, or it could be something completely new, but one thing that you are actively working on in your life now. And I think we can all just get some really great tips here too. So the prize is going to be, you guessed it, the Primera limited edition Love the Earth, Save the Wetlands collection. One person will win all 3 of these products in this super cute packaging that's also eco-friendly. So you'll get some great skincare, and you'll also get some great reusable options that you can use in the future. And you'll get the otters. That's really the thing here, the otters. They're just so cute. That is going to be it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please make sure to share what you are doing in the comments, because like I said, I think this can be a great place for all of us to just gather information and get some tips from each other, because I think this is something a lot of us are thinking about, but it can feel really overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be. I hope you are having a wonderful start to your spring, and I will see you very soon. Bye everyone.